So I don't know if I should ask you guys or not that have you seen the part one of this one? If you were not familiar with the HTML and all those things, you must have had looked at the part one of this, this week 5. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you very much. And Pratham says yes, Manjeet says yes. That's good. So if you have seen that, of course, you know that we have started HTML. And if you're familiar with HTML, of course, already, even then, that lecture is important because I have told you the live server with which we can run our website and all those things. So I won't be repeating that. And with all apologies, I won't be repeating that. And why I won't be repeating that? Because it looks like that students are not interested in understanding most of the things. So I should not be worried about most of the things, because when students are not worried about, I should not be worried about. Anyhow, so we have talked about HTML document. And I told few things about the HTML document. So I'm just, starting our today's session, just repeating few things from the from the last session. So we have this HTML document, and we have talked about that HTML and end HTML. These are the tags or the element that keeps all the document together. And inside that, we have two main sections. We have a body section, body element. We have a head element. And inside head element, we know that there are so many things. But I told you that I just remove few things for ease in the beginning, but later on I'll discuss that. There's a body tag, and the body tag contains all those things that we want to show on the page. Then we talked about that inside body, we have H1 or heading 1. How many levels of heading we have? You would have seen that in the video. We have like 6 levels of heading, and those 6 levels of heading that we have, starting from H1 to H6, we can go, and you can have any headings. Then we have a paragraph tag, and then I told them about the automatic text that appears. That is a very good help, because I want to see my website running, or like, some garbage like data that would fill up my areas. And then later on, I can just, change that data with some useful data when I get the data. We talked about lists in HTML, and we talked that there are two types of lists: ordered list and unordered list. And we saw that, okay, we have got these ordered and unordered list. And in the notes, if you see that we have talked about that what is the markup, what is HTML components, what is this tag, what is tag that we call it, what is an element that we call it, what is an attribute that we call it, and what is an entity, by the way. And we have discussed how you can just bring up different entities from there one. And again, you'll have to look at the first part if you want to just really understand these kind of things. Then we talked about the HTML main sections, then we talked about lists, and then we talked about images, and there was one thing, empty elements. Can anyone tell me what was empty elements? Those who have looked at the video, I'm asking them, what are empty elements? Empty elements. Can you tell me what are empty elements? No, Sabine, every element has this. It's not elements with like this. So I'm just giving a quick definition for those who have, of course, looked at the first part. An element. No. It's not empty. Yeah, you are right one way or other. But an empty element is one that does not have content inside that. So what we do is that we just close that element like this. Pratham, this is an empty element, but if you want to represent the empty element, you will represent it like this. Pratham, see here. If P is if there is no content in P, you will say, okay, P will be like this. So it is called an empty element. Yes, IMG, but again, how to represent this empty element, Subin? To represent that empty element, we do what? After its name, we place a forward slash. But really, forward slash is placed for the ending of a tag. But anyhow, that I have discussed that in our previous section. So today I'll just start talking about some more important aspects of HTML. We have seen that. So, okay, how to run this file? I have told that right click on this index.html and open with live server. And this web page will run as a live server, because now server is running my document, and I will be having this server document, which is running over here. And now I've got all these things over here. I brought one picture from the website. So I told you there are two types of URLs. One is that, one is that comes from here, relative URL, and one is that is called absolute URL that comes from a website. So I can bring some pictures from the website as well. So today we'll start with something very interesting. I'm telling you, first of all, today we are starting. So it's our June 10, like the new lecture, or I should say part 2. Part 2 topics start here. Part 2 topics, right? So the first thing that I want to discuss is link. How to make a link in HTML document. So what is a link? And we know that we have talked about, like, in the previous class, that links are typically the text that when we click on that, it takes you somewhere else. It takes you somewhere else. It will just, it will move you somewhere else. So for example, I want to say that, for example, even before my heading 1, there is, for example, a paragraph, and I have this Google written, right? And I have, for example, Twitter is here, and I want to link both of them with this Google to the google.com and Twitter to the twitter.com. Make sense? I want to connect both of them, like with Google and Twitter websites. So how to make links in HTML? To make links, we have a tag which is called anchor tag. And anchor tag is this one, anchor tag. So whatever we will place between this tag will become an anchor or the link. And there are certain attributes which we'll use over there. Make sense, everyone? Now, I'll go back over here, and I will just, I'll just do what? I will just, for example, first of all, I'll start from the very basics. So I'll say, okay, paragraph. I have a paragraph. I want to make this Google link. So what I'll say, I'll put an A tag, anchor tag. And since I'm connecting it to the Google, I'll say, so first of all, I'll write Google over here. Now, ahref, this is the attribute that will give me that where I can just mention where I want it to connect to. So I will say https://www.google.com. Now, if you see that Google is coming, and you can observe that Google is coming as a link text as well. Make sense, everyone? Same ways, I want to make a link for Twitter. So I will make a paragraph, and I'll make and I'll say https://www.twitter.com, and then I will write over here Twitter. So whatever is written between A and NA becomes the text of that one, and whatever is basically a link of, like, whatever address is given here, that becomes a link of that one. Make sense, everyone? Can I get a quick yes in the chat window? That ahref is equal to whatever you give here, that becomes a link. So now this is connected to the google.com back, and this is connected to the twitter.com. You see, it's taking me to the Twitter account or something like right there. So basically what is happening is that this is the way of making links, but this is outside link. It's an external link. Let's talk about if I want to make a link within my website. Within my website. What does that mean by within my website? So I have right now only one page over here, index.html. And I told in my first lecture that we usually create a first page as an index. But rest of the pages I want to keep in another folder. So for example, I create another folder, new folder, and I say, for example, pages. I'll keep my all pages inside that. And inside that, I create a new page. And I call it about, or maybe, yes, about.html. I've created a new file about.html. Now, those who have looked at the last video, is there a shortcut to create complete HTML document? Is there a shortcut key that I can use and my complete HTML document will be cooked up for me? Who will tell me from the last sessions? That's wonderful. Sign of exclamation. If I just put sign of exclamation and hit enter, you see that I will get my complete document. That's wonderful. HTML5 also, right? So I'll come over here and I'll say, this is a document in title, about me, for example. I want to make this page. And here also in my document, I'll just write about me page, right? So I've created another page, which is not running right now. So I want to connect. So for example, over here, I want to connect to my about page, right? So how I'll connect that? See here. First of all, a tag, ahref is equal to. Now I don't have to put a website address. Rather, I have to access a page which is inside my this same folder. There is another folder, and there is that page. How would I do that? And I would recommend always do that. When we say // we are talking about the same folder, the root. And here I have a folder called pages. Inside that, there is a file called about.html. And I will write here about me. Hit save. I get about me link on my web page. Does that make sense, everyone? So now I have an about me link over here. Now, if I go and click on this one, let's go and click on this. Voila, I got a new page, which I created over there. And where is this page? This page is inside the pages folder that I have over here. In my root folder, there is a pages folder. Inside that, there is about.html. I have accessed that one over here. So I have just done what? I have just accessed that page over here. Now, about is open over here. I can just make more things over here. Can anyone tell me how to bring that automatic text over here? Again, those who have looked at the previous video, how to bring automatic text, the gibberish text, which I can place lorem. That's wonderful. If I put a lorem and hit enter, so I get some lorem text, some rubbish text over here, which we can, yes, Tushar, that's a thank you very much. So lorem, so I've got some text over here. Now see here, I have got a page which I can now access from this one. If I click on this one, I go to about.page. Is that right? Now, let me create one more page. And whenever I create a page, I'll create inside the pages. And contact.html. Contact.html. Now, again, cooking the document. And what I'll do is that, again, we need to word wrap always. So I'll say contact me. Contact me. And here in H1, I'll say contact page. And here what I'll say is that, again, for example, in a paragraph, I write contact, or maybe I can just write my phone number. Phone number 123-456-7890, something like that. So I have a phone number over there. Now, I want to connect to this one as well. What I'll do, I'll go to my index.html. I'll go over here, and again, I'll just create, I'm creating another paragraph, and I create an ahref. What should I do? Dot / pages, and what page I want to connect here? Contact.html, and I will come over here and write contact me. Now, let me go back and so you refresh that. I have not saved that one. Now, as I hit save, see what happens. I have contact me page, contact me link also over here. Now, if I click on this contact me page, I come back to like I have contact pages / contact is open. If I go back, I click on about me page, I get pages / about.html. Is everyone getting that one? I hope everyone is with me and understanding this linking. I want to create 2 or 3 pages, and then I'll be working on those pages today. And I might be just working on those pages, or maybe creating some more pages over here. All right. So about me, about page opens, and contact me, contact page opens. Now, I would like to do something very interesting over here. On about me page, when I go to about me page, there is no link. Why not let's go in about me page and try to create a link for the home page over here. You know what I mean? I come over here and I say, I want to go to home, for example. So when someone come over here and clicks on home, I should be redirected to home. Now see how I will access the home. So, if I write /, it means I'm talking about the same folder. You know what I mean? If I come over here and if I put /, and I put index.html, double dot, not /, double dot, index.html. Now see what happens. Are you getting that? Single dot / represent the same directory. If you make dot, it means you are talking about the previous directory, the previous one. Like, so again, right now this about.html is inside, if you see, is inside pages.html. I want to get one level up. If you want to go one level up, what you will do, you will use a dot instead of a single dot. Because if I write just single dot, you know what happens? This is a mistake. If I go to about my page, and if I want to click on him, will I get the home? See my URL. It is saying pages / index.html. Index.html is not in pages. Arshdeep, is that making sense to you? It's not in pages. It's not in the pages. And rather, it is where? It is basically in my root folder. So if you want to access a root folder, you will come over here and you will write a dot. And it means now it will access a page. Let me just, refresh that. Let me refresh that and go to about me. And now if I click on home, see here what happens. Home opens up. Pratham, Ashdeep, Tushar, everyone is with me, understanding this one? Wonderful. Can I make this same link in my about page, in my contact page as well, so that our all pages are connected with each other. I can come over here, and before that even I just go there and I say index.html. Now if I go to my contact me page, I get the contact number, and here is a link where I can come back to my home page. About me, home. Contact me, home. Is that making sense to everyone? And now I can do another thing. In this about me page, I can make a link for what? The contact, this is the about page, right? So I can make a link for the contact page. What should I do? Double dot or a single dot? So being, now I want to access something from the same folder, because pages about and contact, they are in the same pages. So should I use dot? Yes, single dot. And now here you see that I can see that contact.html is there. So I'll say contact.html and I write contact me, right? So now let's see, and I'll put this. So yeah, I put that in about.html. If I go to about.html, you see contact me is also there. If I click on that one, contact page opens. Now in the contact, should I do that same? So I'll just do that same. Href is equal to dot forward slash, and again here I want to access about.html and about me. So you see that about me page is there. So now these pages are connected with each other. You know what I mean? Oh, this is connected to Twitter. Contact me, home. About me, contact me, home. You see that we are all connected? Looks good. Now this is very important, and this is very good, that now we have got like all pages are connected with each other. If I go to about me has the link to the home as well, and about me has the link to the contact me as well. Is that making sense to everyone? This is just, we are just structuring out the HTML right now. We are not talking about any styling or anything at all. But are you getting that? What we are doing? That we have the links of the documents, and now we can work on any of the page, any of the document. Right? So now, rather than calling them, for example, about me, or maybe just leave that as about me. But for example, or maybe just let's create another link. So I'm creating another link, because now I'll create a link and I'll tell you what is this link about. Href is equal to dot slash pages slash, I create a new page, and I'm saying June 10.html. Now June 10 notes. You know what I mean? I want to put June 10 notes over here, and I will work on this file today. Pratham, is that making sense? So that now this file, when you'll get that, okay, June 10 notes are there, and you'll find today's notes or today's works over there, right? Not notes, I should say June 10 page, right? June 10 web page or something like that. June 10 page. Make sense? Now come over here, and now here again inside pages, I'll create the page, and I'll call that June 10.html. Make sense, everyone? Now I'll create the HTML, HTML cooking. HTML is cooked up. And now what I'll do is that I will just come over here and I'll say June 10 lecture notes or something like that, whatever that represents. So when if I click on this one, let's see if it opens. Yes, it opens June 10 lecture notes, right? There's nothing inside that, but it is opening up that. Is that making sense to everyone? Wonderful. Okay. So now there is something that I would like to talk about. I talked about links today. So I'll just, I'll first of all give a heading, H1, and I will say lecture of June 10, right? So I'll say lecture of June 10. Now, the first thing that we have discussed today, it will be, of course, H2. If you have looked at my previous video, I've just told that why H2 and H1 are used and how do we use them. So I will say the first thing we have discussed is links. And we have seen for links, we have for links, we have anchor tag. And we have used that anchor tag. And if I want to write an anchor tag, I'll write A, and I want to print this one. Again, those who have looked at this one, I want to say that we have anchor tag A and A. I don't see A and A over here. Why don't I see that? Can anyone let me know? Rather than I'll just, I'll take this text out from it. And how can I display this tag over here in a paragraph? If I just come over here and I'll say a paragraph and I paste it over here. I don't see this tag sign over here because if we have an anchor tag should appear. How would I print this anchor tag in exactly the same way? Exactly, that's wonderful, Pratham. This wonderful. Now I need to do something. Yes, I need to do ampersand LT, and here I'll have to do ampersand GT. Same is over here. Ampersand LT and ampersand GT. I hope that, thank you very much, Subin. It looks like you guys have seen the lecture. You see now, I'm getting this one. We have anchor tag for that one. Right? Now, we have talked about this links. There is another subtopic related to links. Now, if there is a subtopic of this links, what should I use, H2 or H3? What should I use, H2 or H3? There is a subtopic that I'm talking about links. There is a subtopic of links because I want to, wonderful, that's wonderful. I'll use H3. You remember I've done this discussion over there. That one is called external linking that we have done. External linking. By external linking means what? Let's see here. I'm just creating the notes also. That we link to an outside resource that might be a website. Yes. And yes, that might be a website or any URL like, URL is also a website. That might be not on our folder. So it's called external linking. We have done that external link. And by the way, that's not only the external linking. There is one more definition for this one. I'll put one more paragraph. This also refers to our own different pages links. What does that mean? Pages links, like we have done, like we have linked home page, about page, contact page, and June 10 page. You know what I mean? June 10 page. So we have connected all these pages together. This also refers to this one also. That is also called external linking. And why we are saying external linking then? Because the second type is the internal linking that I will start talking about. You know what I mean? So I'll come over here and I'll put another H3 after that and see here what does that mean? Internal linking. The other type is internal linking. When we say internal linking, again, you can call that one also internal, that we are internal on a website. But we say internal linking, we mean specifically within a web page. You know what I mean? Within a web page. I'll talk about that one. Internal linking is what? Within a web page. Now, how come? Let's go back to home and I'll show you something. This home has different things over here. You see? I'll go back to home page like index.html. And I would like to place some lorem over here. I want to make it a really big page. Why? I'll tell you. So for example, I'll say so let's put an H2. I'll say some text link. Exactly that same page. You're right. And not only that, and I'll tell you. So I want to have some gibberish text over here. So I'll do something like lorem 1000. There will be 1000 paragraphs will come up here from the lorem. So now you see that my page is now very big one. You know what I mean? Now I want to talk about the internal linking. So see here, internal linking is what? If I come at the very bottom, my images are over here. And I say that this H2 has an ID. ID equal to, for example, image, IMG. Or IMG is the, pic. So pictures for pic, right? So I have given an ID pic. Make sense, everyone? And so I've given an ID to this H2. So let's go back and I'll do one more thing. I'll come after this text as well and I'll place another lorem here because, I would show you why. 10. Oh, it has just written upon 10 words. So lorem 100. Right? So I have just placed something after that one as well. So there's a picture, like images, and then, I did not hit save. And then there is some text as well after that as well, right? So now see here, I just given an ID to my H2, this H2, which is pictures, this one. I've given ID to this H2. Now see here, I want to connect to this one from my same page from the top. So for example, I write over here, images in HTML, and I want to connect it. So see here, I'll say ahref is equal to hash pick, and I'll place this images in HTML inside that one. How many of you understand that internal linking? I'll just first of all let me do that. Ahref is equal to hash pick images in HTML. Now refresh that page, and I'll show you something very interesting. Images in HTML. When I click on that, what should open? The images of same page. You see, this is called fragment, making of fragments and connecting to the fragments. If I go back, I am at the top of the page. If I click images in HTML, I will be directly coming to images in HTML. Can I get a yes or got it from everyone? That's wonderful. So this is called internal linking. Not only that, there is a very interesting fact, because this is a point that I have named, and ID is so very important because of that reason as well. And that will also be important when we'll use. So I have given an ID to this one. Not only that, I can connect it from any page. For example, if I come over here and I say href is equal to, now see, that link is in index.html, right? So I'll say, okay, first of all, go to index.html. Inside that, you will find a point pick. So directly connected to that part. You know what I mean? Which page I am in? Which page I am in? About me. So let's go to About Me page. It has an images in HTML. Manjeet, do you see where I will be redirected? When I click on this one, how many of you understand what's going on? And this is very, very important consideration. I want you to just, understand internal linking, because you will be doing that in your assignments and projects, whatever coming. You will be doing all these kind of things. Subin said understood. That's wonderful. Thank you, Subin. Got it. Pratham says. So it's basically, I can make this link, again, I can make this link everywhere. I can make in contact as well. And even I can make this in, because I have not made any links over here, but I can make this links over there as well. So now see here, the images is linked from everywhere. So if I go to home, first of all, this is my home. If I go to June 10 page, I find images in HTML. If I click on that one, I reach to these images. That's wonderful. Guys know about that one, right? And I can place that home link or every link over here. And I'll just do that right now. Just copy and paste this home and contact, and then about also in June 10. Right? And let me place that that About Me page as well, link. About. So this page is also complete, right? It has everything that we wanted to. So you see that all links are here. And if I click on images and link, I'm reached to images. If I click on About Me opens up. If I click on home opens up. But June 10 page, I'm just coming to June 10 page. Do you understand the internal linking? I'm just talking about this one. So internal linking is what? When we give name, when we give ID to a particular area and access it in anchor tag with a hash. You remember hash pick, for example, I'm just giving for example. So remember that one? So that is called external linking or internal linking. Does that make sense for everyone? Now let's move forward and let's talk about some more things that you would like to discuss over here. But again, I'm supposing that you guys are with me and you are having this understanding this one, what's going on and how we are basically working on that one. Okay, thank you, Tushar. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I will just continue and I would like to tell you a few things over here. So first things was links. Now I want to make another this same level heading. Which tag should I use? Like again, it should be subheading of lecture 10, but it should be sister heading of this links, the sibling heading. So which should I use? H2 or H1 or H3? That's wonderful. H2. I'll use an H2. So H2 means a new topic is starting, right? So, for example, code in HTML. How to represent the code in HTML? How to represent a code in HTML? What does that mean? You know that in our programming, if I come over here, you guys are familiar with C language. If I write printf and %d and x, something like that. If I do that, I can see this looks like the print, but listen, in HTML5, we are really concerned with the semantical understanding, semantical meanings of our tags. What specifically the semantical meaning of tags are. So rather than writing this paragraph, because by looking at this P, I can never guess what is inside that. Rather than writing in P, we have a tag over here, which is called code tag. If I give it a code tag, do you see that it looks like code now? I hope you can see that. You see that now it looks like code. Its text is changed, and this is code in HTML. So if you want to represent code, it would not be a regular text. Rather, it will. You can see that. Okay, it looks like some code. Some code has been written over here. And do you understand the semantical understanding that when someone will come over here, it will say, okay, this is some code, and this is a programming being done in the language. Is that making sense to everyone? That code is represented like this, and there are so many other other meaningful tags or other meaningful things that we really talk about, right? So let's move forward. After the code, there is, for example, some other some other things as well that I would like to discuss over here. And one of them is, for example, H2. So I mean, again, date and time. If I want to represent date and time, so to represent date and time, the tag which is used is called time tag, right? Time tag. What does that mean? I would like to just place today's date over here. So I'll say June 10, 2022. So I'm just giving a time for today, that when this article was written, when this code was made. So if you see that June 10, 2022, and you might be thinking that it does not really making any sense of it, that how we have done that. But this time will tell the screen readers, time will tell the screen crawlers, when they will come and try to read your code, they will know, okay, so this is something that we have given as a date and time. This is basically something representing date and time. Does that make sense to everyone? This represents the date and time over here. And now, specifically, not only that, it has an attribute as well, date time. Now, I can just give that typically inside that. So I can say 10 06/0/2022. Now, it has an attribute that is telling me that what time it is this one. I'll tell you, if I write tomorrow, can you tell me semantically how someone will, okay, there is no new line. I can, BR is for the new line. If you put a BR, new line will come. Now, semantically, how someone will stand, this is tomorrow. So I'm saying June 10 for today. So tomorrow means I'll come over here. You know what I mean? I'll say date and time equal to, what should I write? 11/06/2022. And I will write this tomorrow over here. Now, it will not make diagrammatically any change, but do you think that now semantically or meaning-wise, my page is more understandable to anyone? Is that making sense to everyone? So this will be doing what? This will be telling if someone comes, or maybe if I say tomorrow at 5 p.m. for example, if I write tomorrow at 5 p.m. right? Tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I can just write over here as time as well. So I will write 1700. So now it will be represented as, okay, it's talking about. If I write yesterday, for example, before that even, if I write yesterday, now, if I'm writing yesterday again, and there is no new line, I'll put a new line over here. So if I write yesterday, I'll have to represent this date time equal to, so what should I write? 9/06/2022. Are you guys getting the semantical understanding of something? Semantical understanding of this time? Is everyone getting that? Semantical understanding of the text. And this is very important, that we want to make that this semantical understanding of tags is very important. When someone comes to read your website, like a screen reader, they should know, okay, they will come over here, they say, okay, there is some time being mentioned. Okay, this is the day when article was written, and this was yesterday. Yesterday means 9th June, and tomorrow means 11th June. Right? So this is basically how to represent the time. Then there are some other components as well. Now let's talk about another one, H2, and they are called abbreviations. Very important, abbreviations. What is one abbreviations? So for example, if I write here HTML, so write HTML, and let's write here CSS. Now, no big deal. You can see that they are appearing. Now, there is a tag if you use that, ABBR, abbreviation, right? And it has an attribute. I forgot the title. Title is equal to, I will write hypertext markup language. Now, I'll do same with the CSS as well, ABBR, abbreviation tag, right? Title equal to cascading style sheets. Now, what is the difference between these two now? See here what's happening. That now this, when I take my cursor, do you guys see that? When I take my cursor to HTML, do you see that tooltip appears? So just understanding when someone else is reading our HTML, I meant the times. Subin, listen about that. Subin, this is very important. Subin, it's not only for understanding the real, the accessibility issues that we have, Subin, these days. So standard says that your browser, your HTML should be in a way that if some disabled person using a screen reader will come to read your website, it should understand that what has been used. So if you will give it time, Subin, what I mean? For example, a disabled person is like trying to read your website through a screen reader, the blind person. So what we'll do, when the screen reader will come to the time tag, it will say, okay, here the time has been understood. So when you understand that this is very, very important, a very important issue. Accessibility issues to be in these days. We talk about accessibility issues, that accessibility should be. So see here, now ABBR will tell, for example, again, that screen reader, okay, here is some abbreviation. Okay, I don't know what is written over here, but I know what is the value. Okay, hypertext markup language is the value of HTML. I hope Subin has asked a question, but others will also be clear about this one. It's not just our choice that we use one thing or the other. It's basically something very important for the screen readers. Pratham, does that make sense? Like, it's making your website accessible, making your website so that everyone understands that. Okay. And then we have another tag, which is called address. If you want to put someone address, so we have an address tag. Address element, right? I can write, for example, 103 and Victoria Road, Kitchener, N2 E11E4, something like that. So I just written down this one inside the address. Now see here, when I represent the address, and I have told you that it will never give the new line by itself. You have to just give a new line if you want to put a new line over here. I want to put a BR over here. Now my address is in 2 lines. Now what is happening? That now screen reader will know, okay, that something which is written over here is the address of someone. So I need to read that as an address. Is that making sense to everyone? So we are talking about all those different options that we have. And then what I'll do in next coming class, I will just, take one website and I'll try to implement all these tags over there, all these implementations over there. Okay, so now let's talk about something which is called media. And out of that, we have talked about something already, but I'll talk about some more other things over here. Media. So multiple media together. The first media, okay, a subheading. The first media was H3 and it was images in HTML. And we have already discussed images in HTML. You know about that? We have already talked about HTML images. And there is a tag which is called IMG tag. Remember everyone? So I'll just leave that for you. Again, images we have already discussed. Well, rather I should write it over here. Look at the, and here I'll use a very practical use. So I'll write anchor tag / index.html #pic. Look at the link to find out about the images. You know what I mean? Now see here in the notes, when someone will come over here, it say, okay, I have the link. Where is the images discussed? It will click on that one and it will find the images. You know what I mean? So I've just, practically connected it over there. So pictures can come like in any of the form we have talked about that. Pictures can come by using IFG, and there are some other tags as well. But now let's talk about if I want to bring a video over here, H3 video. So I want to bring a video over here. That's a very quite interesting part. So to bring a video, we have a tag element, video element. Video element src is equal to abc.mp4. Now I need to bring this abc mp4 in my, of course, in my media. I will come over here. I will say, for example, now I want to create another folder. Not here. I want to create the folder in my week 5. And I'll just take it out. And I call it videos. And I don't want it to be inside. I want it to be outside. So this is my, okay. Okay, yeah, it's there, but okay, yes, it's right. It's the outside the page. So videos, and I will copy a video from my any part into this one. You know what I mean? You are also just go and copy any of the media, like any of the video. I'll just try to find a small video over here. Even though I don't have very small videos, I might end up with having uploading my own lecture. But let's see that. So bring one MP4 file from outside world, from anywhere. I'm just trying to find one. You're trying to find one and just copy the. Oh, I have got that ABC, and again it's my same lecture, but again. So I have got one, and I will just paste it inside that one. I cannot paste it over here. I'll have to go to my folder. I'll have to go to my folder. I'll go to my lecture codes. See here, and in my week 5, I have the videos folder. I'll copy this one. So I have a video called ABC. You need to also then. So you need to also just copy a video file over here. You know what I mean? So now I've used this video src is equal to this one. Let's see that what happens. First of all, if I hit save. Okay, it's not appearing. And why not appearing? Video. Yeah. So you need to just put that controls as well. So now here is a video that I have just brought over here. You can use another property, autoplay. If you use autoplay, it should start playing. I don't know why it's not playing. But anyhow, oh yeah, it will start playing. But it is just buffering that video. It's a big video that I've just brought in. So if you say autoplay, definitely it will do what? It will just start playing once when it has that. But it is just right now bringing that one or just downloading that one from there, because it does not have that video right now. Even when I'm clicking on plus play, it is not playing that one. So every one of you can copy a video from your file folders anywhere. Has everyone done that? Okay, I'm not hearing back from you. Okay, you're doing that. Okay, Pratham. And let's see, because I understand that this is just buffering the video. Once it will do buffering, it will just then it will show you. Because I was unable to bring a smaller video. It's a bigger video, so that's why it is just doing this kind of thing. Yes, I'll be happy to hear from anyone that yes, you are able to run the video, because right now video is not running. I want to run it because it should run. I don't think it should take that much long. Yes, someone got it running. Arshdeep, you got it running? I'll have to just see why it's not running. Okay. Oh, why it's not running? I've used the wrong path, / videos. I've copied that in videos. My bad. Manjit, you know what mistake I'm doing? What silly mistake I'm doing? It is inside that videos folder. So it will definitely come from that. So again, let me see that. The video is inside this videos. And I'm trying to just run it from that one. So let's see what if I have used the right path. Let me just see that. So / and okay, so I cannot find that over here. Why? Because videos folder is up above one level. abc.mp4. You know what I mean? I was making a mistake. That was a very bad mistake. And now I'm getting this video over here. So this was again my lecture, as I told you. And we can just set up a width and height as well. So I can say width equal to 300. Let's see if it sets up. Yeah, it sets up and it autoplays there. And if I just remove this autoplay from here, if I remove autoplay, it won't play by itself. I'll have to play it myself. You see that now it is playing. You know what I mean? Yes, Pratham. So it should play with when we say autoplay. I was not using the right path. You have to use / videos / abc.mp4. And always use this path over there, because this will give you a very good understanding of some nice things. Now, so Pratham's video is working. Is everyone else's video also working? Okay. Yeah. So I'm waiting that. Okay. Yes. So who else is able to run that one? Not hearing back from anyone. Okay. So, okay, that's wonderful. So let's take a 5 minutes break. I'll be back after 5 minutes and then we'll discuss the rest of the things, right? So let's take a break. And in the meantime, you can just run your video and let me know if that is not working. We'll just, discuss that, why it's not running. Okay, so we have talked about this media. Now I would like to talk about something interesting. If you want to bring like, the YouTube video over here, and that's an interesting thing because usually you would like to just bring some YouTube video also on your page, right? So for example, if you want to bring some video and I'll just show you maybe how you can show a video. So for example, if you talk about this, can you see my screen, everyone, by the way? Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. So now, if I want to bring, for example, this video, what I'll do is that I'll click on this video. And inside that, if you see that there is an option of share, click on this share, and you will find an embed code over here. If I go to this embed, I will find that there is some code being written over here. So I'll just do what? I'll copy this one, Control C. So everyone see that? Share, and inside share, embed. And now I'll come back to my page and I'll paste it over here, what I have copied from there. So the width is 560 over here. I can change its width, for example, 300, so that it looks like almost the same as my previous one. So you see here that now I have got a YouTube video also over here. Got everyone, Jesus? That I can just bring this video over here, and I can just make its height maybe smaller. $250, something like that. Let's see, and it should be a bit more less than that. Anyhow, so I can handle that one, everything over here. So are you able to just bring that one? This is my YouTube video, and this is my normal video that has come from my so, but this is running from the YouTube directly. Make sense, everyone? That's good. Now, this same is basically true for the audio as well. I'll just give a heading and I'll just not discuss audio because I'll leave this for you at least, that you guys just go and bring audio. Audio also has a tag like this, audio tag, like audio element. And then of course you will have, for example, you will have a folder, something like voices or audios. And from that audio folder, you will just bring maybe abc.mp3, something like that. So I'm just leaving that for you, that audio can also be brought like in the same way as we have. So you can always bring the audio as well. Got everyone? So in the media, we have talked about the images, we have talked about the videos, and we have talked about the audio, which I have left for you. And now I would like to move on, and I would like to tell you that how to make tables in HTML. Tables in HTML. Now see here, I would like to discuss the tables in HTML. Now, so tables are a very important part in HTML. They are used for displaying tabular data, right? So whenever you want to display the tabular data or something like that, and good old days, we used to use tables for content alignment as well, which is not the case anymore. Now we don't use the tabular, the tables for content alignment, and now we use them just for displaying something. Now, how to create a table in HTML? I'm just telling you that how do we create the HTML tables, and I'll give you some examples over here. And you will really enjoy those examples. So the tag used for making tables is the table tag. Got everyone? And every table we create, actually the rows, TR. TR is called table row. Every row has certain columns or certain data. So that is called TD. So if I write, for example, name, and I write another TD over here, and I write, for example, age. So let's create something like this, a table. Name and age. Now, if you see that, so I've created a table where there is one row and two columns in that row. So you see that it's coming over here, but does not looks like table. And why does it not look like table? HTML has changed something. In good old days, we had an attribute called border. Border is equal to 1. Now this is obsolete out. You see that it's in red color. So something, if it comes in red color in your in your Visual Studio Code, understand that this is obsolete. We cannot use that. And we use the styling for that. But since we don't know what is the styling, I just want to show you this table over here. Can you guys see this table over here at the bottom? Now, if I want to make another row, I'll come over here and I'll say, okay, one more row. And in this row, I want to write, for example, Alan. And I want to write 20. Alan is 20 years of age. Second row completed. Do you see the second row over here? You see these are the two rows coming. Now, if I want to make another row, let's make another row. TD Bob. So TD Woolmer. Oh no, not Woolmer. I'll just write up age. So 19. You see that now my table has three boxes over here. Make sense, everyone? So how do we create table? Tables are created by using the rows. We use TR and TD inside that one. Now, not only TD, for making that, I'll talk about some other levels as well. There is another tag which is at this level, and which we use. If TH we use the heading, you see that it will come as bold, and not only bold, it's also centralized in between. So that you will be able to see that. So for example, if I write name of the student, for example, right? So age of the student, which looks very odd, but I'm just making it to show you something. You see that it has already automatically centralized also, and not only centralized, they are bold also. So this becomes a table header, table heading. TH, even though these are table head is separate and table footer is T-foot is separate, but on the contrary level and on the rows level, you can just always use this TH to represent something as a row. You know what I mean? I hope that's making sense to everyone, that you can create a table. And these days, if you just take out table, because this is obsolete, but that's why it was in red color. So even then, you will get the table, but you see that borders are not visible. And we use CSS to bring the borders on. But I usually, when I'm teaching, I just usually tell students that, okay, you can use this one. Why? Because this will give you at least the border. But of course, you should know that this is an obsolete one. You cannot use that one. Is it making sense to everyone? That's wonderful. Now, table has some different elements, and I'll talk about in the notes. So we have talked about the tables. So we have this table element, right? Which occupies all the table. Then we have talked about a TR, which is there for creating table rows. And then we have something called TD, and it's basically the column, but it's called table data. Not declaration, data. Oh my God. You can see table column, right? Yeah. So see here. So table column or table data, right? So these are, and then one I have told you, then one is called TH. TH is called, it is called a header title. Header or title of the column. Make sense, everyone? So these are the generic tools and generic things that we create in that one. But if we just talk about that table, have some other attributes as some other elements as well. And what are those elements? One of the optional element is caption. Caption. What is this caption? It's basically optional title. We can give it or we do not give it. So for example, if I come inside that one and I say caption, and I say ages of students, right? If I write that, so you see that ages of student has become the heading of this title, of this table. You know what I mean? The first thing is basically the caption. Then we have another one, which is called T head. This is interesting. This is not TH. This is T head. What is this T head? It is rows at the top of the table. And you can call header rows. Understand, everyone? This is called header rows. So rows at the head of the table, which are at the very beginning of the table, you know, at the top of that one. So we create them head. We say that okay, these are basically the head one, right? And then there is another one. This is called T body, the table body. Rows that form the main body of the table contents. Right, so T body makes the table contents. And the last one is T foot. T foot. You understand? Whenever we would talk about as the. So now, if I semantically want to make a table, I'll come over here. I'll just leave the previous table as it is. I'll create another table. So I'll create a table with everything. So I'll say table, right? And let's make a border also. Again, a wrong thing, but I'm doing it. Border is equal to 1. Let's give a caption to it. And I give a caption marks in test 3, right? Marks in test 3. So I just give it a caption. Right? Okay, just give me a second. I have just a call. I'll be back. Okay, I'm sorry, I had a important call. Okay, so I have just given a caption right now, right? And then I'll say, you know, I'm about to use all the text. I'll say T head. So T head, and I want to make the header rows, for example, right? So if it is T head, of course, I will give TH as well inside that one. Make sense, everyone? And I hope my screen is also shared. I'm not stopped sharing my screen. Oh yeah, so I've just stopped sharing, I think. So now can you see my screen now? And with the code, Pratham? Okay, right. So I'm saying, for example, the first TH is, for example, again, name of student. And the second TH is basically marks, right? So I'm creating a table now. It would be a semantically more understandable table. It has T head. T head is complete. T body. So I want to create T body. So I'll say, okay, T body has a row, first of all, right? And inside that, and by the way, I'll have to make the row as well over here, you know, because it should still come inside the row. Structurally, this would be a thing to do. That ER should come inside that one as well. You know what I mean? So now in T body, the first row will contain, for example, LN and the marks at, oh, sorry, not TR. Sorry. It would be a TD inside that one. No one is telling me that I'm doing a mistake. Okay, so TD, so I'll say LN, and I'll say TD, and I'll say, for example, 90 marks, right? And then I want to create maybe one more row. So I'll say TR, and I'll say TD, and I'll say Bob, and Bob has, for example, 98 marks, something like that. So this is the T body. I've just completed the body of the table. And after that, I can do one more thing. I can say, okay, T foot. So T foot, I'll say end of table. You know, the footer information. Okay, the end of table is coming at the top, which is very bad. It should go to the end of it. And anyhow, I'll just check that why it's not going at the end of it, rather than it has just to come on the top of it. Maybe I took it out of that. Anyhow, so marks in the test 3, and then we have T head. T head now is typically representing, where what you can say is that it's a typically, semantically understandable table. And it's just doing exactly the same thing. So if I take away this border from here, you will see that still it is a table, but of course there is no border being visible. And in the same way, if you take away border, and again, remember that if something comes as red in your Visual Studio Code, understand that these are obsolete things. So now here is a table that is not visible, but again, it's a table over there. Is that making sense to everyone? Okay, that's good. That's wonderful. And by the way, why T-foot was not coming now, I remember. Because for T-foot also, I'll have to just do one thing. So if I create a T-foot, I'll have to create a row first of all, because table will contain that bottom row. And not only that, I'll just tell you one thing. So if I create one TD, I want to make a TD that will span 2 columns, because now this is what I wanted to discuss, spanning of columns. And it will say end of table. Now see here, and let me make it a border as well, so that we can understand that. Border is equal to 1. So see, okay. So you see that this last row, this column should span like this row should span 2 columns. Like this column should span 2 columns, which it is not doing. Let me just see that why it is not doing. Oh, why it is not doing? Spelling is wrong. I was thinking why it's not doing. So call span. See here. So it is spanning 2 columns. Call span represents what? If you want to span certain columns. Make sense, everyone? So now this is typically a complete table where there is a caption also, there is a T head also, there is a T body also, and there is a T foot also. I would now like to talk about these tables, which are special tables. Now, if I want to create a special table, for example, I want to create this table. And let me just run my marker, zoom it. Okay, now I don't want to run it from zoom it. Oh my God, where is that zoom it? This is zoom it. Now it will run. Now, if you see here that I want to make a table like this. And I'd like to put A over here and B over here, C, D, and E, right? So I want to create this table. How would I do that? Now let's create this table over here. I'll create another table. And again, with the border 0, because I want to see the table as well. Border 1, right? So now I create first row, and first row's first TD, I will say call span equal to 2. Now, span 2 columns. I'm saying to A that span 2 columns. And if it is spanning 2 columns, there will be no 2 TD over here. Rather, there will be 1 TD. So if I come over here in the next row and I create a TD and I say B, I'll have to create another TD over here. You know what I mean? Because now this TD will contain C. And now if you see that my table will be created like this. The first column is spanning 2, like first row, and the first cell is spanning two columns. Make sense, everyone? If I just keep on increasing that one, I just make another row. So let's copy and paste this row just for nothing. So I'll say D, E. Now you see that this table will keep on increasing. Make sense, everyone? And if you want to make the row spanning, we can do the row spanning as well. Now let's create another table, and I'll just copy this one. And I'll say not call span. Rather, if I say row span equal to 2. Row span equal to 2. Now, in my table, this A is spanning 2 rows. The problem is that if it is spanning 2 rows, so in whatever row it is in self, it is spanning that row also. So it means that, see here, what will happen? I'll just come over here in the second row, and I will say that second row should contain. Okay, just give me a second. I'll just start from the beginning, and I'll tell you. So now, TR, the first row. First row has 1 cell, and that cell is basically what? A, and it is spanning the row. Row span equal to 2. If it is spanning 2 rows, it means that, see here, it has just started. It means that inside that, it will be spanning a row which itself does contain one of the value. I'll show you what does that mean. Right now, it's showing like that one. Now, the second row will contain, see here, second row will contain only one TD, C. Third row will contain only one TD, that will be D. Now you see here. Now this is basically spanning, okay, it was spanning just 2 rows. So the third row can contain 2 values, TD, E. You see that A is spanning the 2 rows. Is that making sense, like Pratham? So row span means that it was spanning a row, it is spanning a row in which it is itself also available. And then it is spanning that row and then the other row. So 2 rows are spanned by that one. Third row is the normal row. Make sense, everyone? Can I have a feedback from everyone other than Pratham? Okay, so I'll stop here, and I would like you to just go through some of the concepts that we have talked about, some of the notes that we have over here. What is TD? What is row? We have talked about how to bring up the videos, how to bring up that. There are some textual things that we have talked about. So in our next week, we'll talk about some more important things in HTML, the group containers and the containers, and there are so many interesting things that we want to do. We have to talk about the div. We have to talk about so many things. So that we will talk about next. But I would like you to just understand this concept of linking. Linking maybe pages, linking maybe videos and anything, and making a folder structure. So whenever you submit a project, remember to make your folder structure like this, and this folder structure should be representing all the values and everything over there. Is that okay for everyone? All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining in, and see you next week. I will just So this part is basically the next text will be from this part, everyone, and you should know what is internal linking. What you should know what is the linking. So all these will be asked in our next week's test, right? So thank you very much and enjoy your day. You can put a chat message just for the attendance purpose, or a bye message or something, and then you can leave. And we'll see you shortly. Bye.